Good evening, everybody. It is Charlie here, and welcome back to another live stream on the Chatting Leeds YouTube channel. Hope everyone has had a great weekend so far. It is time for the last say on last night's 1-1 draw at home to West Bromwich Albion. Another point on the board for the Whites. Should we have won it? Should we have not? Who was the better team? I'm sure we'll get into it in just a little bit. Just before we get into the stream in more detail, guys, as always, please smash that like button if you can. It really does help get the video out there to more people. Share it with your friends, your family, your neighbours, whoever. Let's get more eyes on the channel and grow the channel even more. Please subscribe, obviously, if you are brand new. I'm trying to hit 3K as soon as possible. That would be very much appreciated. Hit the notification bell and, of course, get all of your thoughts and opinions in the comment section down below. There's 11 of you in the building so far, which is decent for a Saturday night. I appreciate you all giving up your time to come and watch me waffle about Leeds United. So, yeah, let's just get into a few of your comments straight off the bat. Edward's in the building. Evening, Edward. How we doing? Edward saying he saw bits of the match last night. He thought we were okay, but a few signings would be helpful to help us push on. Yep, couldn't agree more. Jason's in the building. Evening, mate. How we doing? And Frankie's saying good evening to everyone as well. And that dominant performance from us last night, Charlie, we were robbed. Fair enough. Interesting opinion. I'll get onto that obviously shortly. But yeah, look, let's just get straight into it then, guys, shall we? Now the introductions have all been had. Obviously, I did do a review earlier. I uploaded it, but I'll be honest, guys, I removed it. Simply because obviously I put a lot of time and effort into doing that review, and it didn't really do very well, and not a lot of people were interested in it. So I thought I'd just remove it and just come on here and give my overall thoughts on the game. So yeah, 1-1 against West Brom. I'll be honest, I actually predicted 1-1 in my preview. I kind of had a feeling that it was going to be that scoreline, but there was a very small part of me that I expected a defeat, just due to the thinness of the squad, the lack of quality that we have in the final third. And that's it, basically. I thought West Brom's starting 11 was way better than ours. I just did. People may disagree, but on paper, their team was better than ours. So maybe West Brom fans will be a little bit annoyed that they didn't get a win from that game last night. I feel like a lot of teams playing us at the minute are wanting to take advantage of our vulnerabilities. And I do stand by that. We are everybody's biggest game of the season. And the fact that we're going through a little bit of a rough patch at the minute is just music to every other fan's ears. West Brom brought a fair amount of fans with them last night. They were quite good, to be fair. They had good crack. So yeah, the lineup for me, guys, was as expected, minus a few surprise additions. I didn't expect Jamie Shackleton to be in from the start. Poveda wasn't even in the squad at all. There was no real explanation of that. I can only imagine that it's a injury related issue, because if Poveda's asking to leave now, then there's something seriously wrong, isn't there? So yeah, I can only imagine that is a injury issue. 7 substitutes, 2 goalkeepers included on that. That's just not good enough, is it? We're getting mocked by everyone at the minute for our thin squad. Signings are needed, people. Yes, we got a point last night, and I think West Brom will be a team that are up there this season. Maybe not quite playoffs, in my opinion, but I think they'll certainly be fighting for it. And the fact that our lack of quality squad, our thin squad, got a point against them last night. And let's be honest, we edged it last night, in my opinion. I know Frankie was saying earlier that it was a dominant performance from us. I personally wouldn't go that far as to say it was dominant, but I felt we did edge it. I thought West Brom, for about 10-15 minutes in that second half, were the better team. Obviously, when they came out and scored first. The first half, I thought we were the much better team. We created more chances. We looked really solid at the back. I think I was advocating Charlie Cresswell and Joe Rodon to be the centre-back partnership. However, after watching last night, I think we're set at centre-back on that partnership of Pascal Struijk and Joe Rodon. I thought they complemented each other very well. Sam Byram at left-back was good as well, but again, we need a more natural left-back, in my opinion, and then Byram can be a very good, bit of depth there. You've got Dallas to come back from injury, who's a utility player as well, can also play left back. But for me, right back is a serious problem. Yes, Luke Ayling equalises last night, and I've seen a lot of love for Luke Ayling since the goal and his post-match interview after the game, and he addressed all of the issues, and people are saying he's got a stammer and he's coming out and speaking, and I agree with everything that everybody's saying. But if for a minute you're telling me that Luke Ayling is the answer at right back this season, then in my opinion you want your head testing, because the guy is woeful, and he was woeful last night apart from his equaliser, in my opinion. Every team that has played us so far this season has targeted Luke Ayling at right back because he can't defend. He defends square. He always shows them on to their strong foot. And, every team targets that side of the pitch. I've noticed it now, and it's becoming a regular theme. Any team that is looking at Leeds United, how can we hurt Leeds United? I bet every other manager tells them to go down Luke Ayling's side. Yeah, he's okay going forward, but defensively he's shocking, in my opinion. And look, I love Luke Ayling. I love everything he's done for the club. I think he's been a great servant, a great character to have in our squad for the last however many years. But we need to evolve now, and Luke Ayling for me is not the one. Cody Drameh is on the bench. I'm assuming that is a fitness issue, and he's only there just to make the numbers up on the bench. Because if he's fully fit and he's not being brought on or he's not starting games, then that is on Daniel Farke for me, and that's wrong in my opinion. So yeah, I'd be interested to know your guys' thoughts on Luke Ayling, because for me he's just not it anymore, guys. He really isn't. Put the review back up, mate. I'd like to see it. It's gone now, Jason. Unfortunately, like I say, nobody really showed any interest in it earlier, and as I say, I'm not going to waste my time on uploads that people are not bothered about. So that's why I chose the decision to remove it and just come on here and do the last say instead. John saying afternoon all. If we don't get recruitment in soon, we are fucked. Yeah. They didn't score. It was a handball. Yeah, look, let's just talk about that actually briefly, because, yeah, the West Brom goal, it was at my end of the pitch. It was at the South Stand end. And I'll be honest, as it happened, we didn't, nobody around me was saying it's handball or moaning to the ref or anything, including myself. I didn't notice it hit the hand. It happened a bit too quickly. And what was weird about it as well is that no Leeds United player appealed either. I think if Leeds United players had been surrounding the ref appealing, then it'd have made more sense. But the fact that Leeds players didn't appeal, we all just assumed, it's just took a massive deflection and it's gone in. But then obviously I got home last night and I've seen it again throughout of today as well. It's a definite handball. It is a handball. And again, this is why VAR should be used in all divisions. I don't see why it's just a Premier League thing, because for me, that goes to VAR and it's overturned because it's a blatant handball. But it is what it is, isn't it? It is what it is. Obviously, Leeds United get themselves back into the game through Luke Ayling's equaliser. But overall, guys, I know Frankie said earlier that we were robbed, but I get what you mean in terms of the handball. And in that case, yeah, we were robbed of that because it's a blatant handball. But I thought, in terms of the overall trajectory of the game, I feel like Leeds just edged it, maybe just deserved to win it, but again, I don't think we were hugely dominant. I'm just being honest from what I'm seeing. I think dominant from my point of view means that you're creating chance after chance after chance. We created some chances, but not a lot. And there was certain times where chances could have been created, but they weren't, through a lack of good decision making, football IQ in the final third. You know, Dan James actually had one of his better performances last night without setting the world alight. Jorginho Rute just looked lost, bless him, up top. He's not a number 9, he's a winger. I don't know why Farker played him up front last night. I would have much rather have seen Gellart up top with Rutter operating from the right. But again, the squad is very thin at the minute, isn't it? So it's again, it all comes down to depth. It all comes down to lack of incomings. And obviously, Daniel Farker said last night after the game that from this morning, he would be looking into the transfers, incomings and outgoings. We'll discuss the Gnonto situation shortly, but he said he'd be having a look into that, and also obviously having a look into incomings as well. So hopefully, whether it be tonight or maybe Monday morning, Phil Hay can drop a banger for us on Twitter, something that we can talk about. And I do fully expect Leeds United to make signings over the next 2 weeks. I just don't know if it will be enough to keep the fans happy. But I was having the discussion with lads who stand around me at Elland Road last night. I asked a few of them, I said, how many players do you think we need? And a lot of them were saying, 5 or 6, which I agree with. Do I think we'll sign 5 or 6? No. I think we'll get 3 max, which, depending on who they are, if they are good quality, then we should be able to kick on. But again, we'd probably need to visit the market again in January, because we'll definitely need to add again in January if we don't add the right amount now, in my opinion. So yeah. JC's in the building. Sorry, late to the party. No worries, mate. No worries. Julie, evening, Charlie. Rob last night, but the lads played well. Yeah, I thought, given the circumstances of the squad and how thin it was, I do think we played well. Yeah. If that was a fully fit Leeds United team, then I would be raging. But yeah, we deserved to win yesterday, but we definitely need players in ASAP. Otherwise, mid-table. Yeah, I couldn't agree more. Hayden saying if we had a decent ref, we would have won that game. Yeah, but it's Leeds, in it, mate. We never get good refs. We're going to have to use the loan market for incomings to the max. A great choice as a right wing back would be Conor Bradley from Liverpool, who was Player of the Year at Bolton last season. Yeah, fair enough. He isn't a player that I'm aware of, but again, the loan market, why have we not used it, Phil? Like, why have we not had a look at it in more detail? It's just baffling, isn't it? I get, for FFP, we can only maybe buy a certain amount of players, which is fine, but use the loan market. It's there for a reason, isn't it? Guys, there's 28 people in the building as we speak. That's really good for a Saturday night. I really appreciate you all giving up your time to come and watch me. If you could do me a favour and just smash a like on the stream, that would really help get the video out there to more people. Please subscribe if you're brand new, and obviously get all your thoughts and opinions in the chat. Jay saying, overall, we deserved to win last night. I think all 11 players put a shift in, which after the week we had was good to see. Yeah, look, and I can fully appreciate that way of thinking, Jay. I think all 11 players did put effort in. But to play devil's advocate, all players who play for Leeds United should be putting effort in. And I think, given everything going on with Cine and Gnonto and everything, people are kind of getting on that bandwagon of, oh, well, at least he's making effort. Well, yeah, he should be making the effort. He's on a lot of money, playing for a very big club. The least you should be doing is putting effort in. So yeah. You picked Rutter. Yeah, look, Jason, I did. But the reason why I did that is because of the thinness of the squad. And that Rutter, even though he's not even though he's not a number 9, was probably the only person capable of playing the number 9 of who we had fit. But yeah, I see you try to dig me out there. I see you try to dig me out, but yeah, I understand what you mean. Just saying, need a huge week in the transfer window. I would like to see a 9 and a 10 in before Ipswich, who we have to beat because it's who my dad supports, and I can't deal with the banter from him if we don't, mate. I think your dad could be giving you some banter next week, mate, because Ipswich won again today, didn't they, against QPR? They've won all 3 games now. It's ridiculous for a team that's just come up from League One. And then you've got teams like Middlesbrough, who most people tipped for automatic promotion, haven't won a game yet. They've lost 2 and drawn 1 now. It's a crazy division, is this championship. I think a few of us, including myself, actually underestimated how hard this league is. Different results that you just wouldn't expect week in, week out. So yeah, it's crazy. But whether we have a 9 and a 10 both in before Ipswich, I don't know. But I think we'll see at least one signing before Ipswich, and hopefully it's a number 9, because we are so toothless in front of goal. It's an absolute joke. And Ruta, bless him, just isn't the one, is he? Graham saying that was a game made for Poveda. He could have done some damage. Yeah, but as I said, there's been no explanation about Poveda, so God knows what was up with him. Hopefully he's not trying to get a move away as well. Hopefully it's just like a fitness thing. But yeah, hopefully he's available for the next game. Jay saying, I agree, mate, but when you get 1 or 2 bad apples, that rot can spread through a squad quickly. Love that Farker has stood firm. Yeah, exactly. And that brings us perfectly on. Thanks a lot, Jay, actually, because you made us move on to the next point. Then let's discuss the snake, the rat, the petulant little child that is Wilfred Gnonto. Shall we get it out of the way? Go on, then. Let's get it out of the way. Let's just get Jay's comment in before we do. Poveda had an abductor injury. He's out for 10 days. What? See what I mean? This is another injury to add to the list, isn't it? Again, all the more reason why we need to bring in some signings now. 100%. 100%. Sorry to dig you out. Couldn't resist. No, you're all right, pal. Farker mentioned it in the post-match. Did he? Sorry. Sorry, guys. I must have missed that bit. Said he's injured again, yeah. Doctor Strange, Charlie for Poveda. Yeah, God, that again. I haven't seen that anywhere. Maybe I've just missed it, but yeah. So yeah, let's discuss Willie Gnonto then. The timing of the guy is it's crazy, isn't it? He's got a set of balls on him. I'll give him that. I will give him that, because me and my uncle got down to the Bremner statue about an hour before kickoff. That must have been. We always usually just stand there for a bit, just have a chat and that. And I just went on my phone. Oh, in fact, no, actually, I was on my way down. I was walking down. And I went to check Twitter for the lineup, just to see what the lineup was. And the first thing that I'm greeted with is a tweet from Phil Hay and David Ornstein, saying that Willie Gnonto has handed in a written transfer request. Now, the fact that he's done the request wasn't the surprising bit, because I think it's fair to say we all know where Gnonto stands in the situation. He wants to leave. But the fact that his representative sent an email to the club about an hour and a half, an hour before kickoff, like, if he were going to do it, he could have done it Thursday night. Could have even done it yesterday morning, early afternoon. But they chose to do it, let's just say, an hour and a half before kickoff. The players will have known before kickoff. They'll have known. They'll have phones. They'll have social media. They'll know. And fair play to them. I know I'm kind of contradicting myself here, but fair play to them for going out and playing the way that they did. after hearing that or finding out about that. Because it must be really unsettling at Thorpe Arch at the minute. It must be a really weird vibe. I know, like, Cine, Gnonto, and Helder Costa. Helder Costa. Anyway, those three are training away from the group at different times, so they won't be seeing each other. But the lack of presence, in training, and they'll all know why they're not there as well. And it must just be a weird vibe up at Thorpe Arch at the minute. It really must be. And, someone like Archie Gray, 17 years old, who will be fighting his ass off to wear that Leeds United shirt. And then you've got players like that snaking their way out of the club. I think a lot of us would say, if Gnonto just said to the club, in private, look, if any offers come in, I'd like them to at least be considered and I'd like to be notified. But until a bid's accepted and until I'm happy to move or whatever, I will give my everything for this team. I'll turn up to training, play games, whatever. And, I'd only miss a game if, it was literally, I'm about to sign for someone else. But the way he's acting at the minute, out in Harrogate on the piss against Birmingham last week, refusing to travel to Birmingham, out in Harrogate, and then to hand in the official written transfer request an hour before kickoff. It's just crazy to me. You're 19, you're playing for one of the biggest clubs in England. And yeah, I get it. Everybody's dream is to play in the Premier League. But, I use Leicester as an example. Jamie Vardy, Kieran Dewsbury Hall, Wout Faes, or Fast, whatever he's called, Castagna, Iheanacho, Daka, all still at the club. And yet a few of them might end up leaving. But there's a few in there who have said, you know what, let's just give them a year and get this club back up. All these players that have left, I'm not on about, the garbage like Aronson and Christensen and that. But like Harrison, Cine, Gnonto, Somerville maybe. I know Somerville's not asked to leave or anything, but let's throw him in there. If all these players are saying, you know what, let's just give Leeds a season. And if we don't go up this season, then fair enough, we'll have a look at leaving. Then you could go, well, all right, then if they stick around, they try their hardest, but Leeds don't go up, we just miss out, then fair enough, you can have your Premier League move. But when the going gets tough, they're all trying to get out, and that's what's annoying me. And yeah, that I think someone's mentioned it. Someone mentioned it? Yeah, Jason, the fantastic rap banner. I managed to get a photo, if anyone can see that, on my phone. I was in the East Stand. And obviously, if you follow me on TikTok, you'll see that I uploaded a clip of what the Leeds fans thought of Willie Gnonto in the South Stand last night. So yeah, look, it was quite toxic at one point. The chants and some of the things I was hearing from fans just speaking in the ground weren't nice about him, but he's brought it on himself. And look, I'm not advocating, personal threats, death threats, anything like that. I'm not saying anything like that's happened, by the way, but I'm not advocating that. But at the same time, he is open to criticism, and that's putting it nicely. But yeah, look, I'm of the opinion now, let's just get him out the club. I know Leeds are saying he's not for sale, but I think they're only saying that so that nobody mugs them off with a fee. I think Everton will come back in with an improved bid. I think if a team reaches 30 million, I would definitely let him go for 30 million, 100%. All right, let's get into some comments then after I've just rambled on for a bit there. It feels like Melia has been put in the shop window in the hope that someone will come in for him before the end of August. Otherwise, why buy Darlow? You could probably buy Darlow for experience for if Meslier does go through a little bit of a rough patch. I see your point, but I wouldn't be surprised if Meslier is still at the club come the 1st of September. Willie who? Yeah. Transfer requests have no legal standing, though. They don't matter. No, they don't, but it's like he wants to wind up the club as much as possible. Sad it's all ended up like this. No need for all that crap. No wanting to play. Should have showed his best. Yeah, exactly. He should have played. Should have kept on playing. Played well. Scored goals. Created assists, and then teams would have come in for him. Then he's gone about it. He's gone about it the total wrong way. His agents are proper. Yeah, look. But even if it is all his agent telling him to do this, is his own mind, and he has his own mind, and he can make his own decisions, and he's not. So that just means he's got a weak mentality, in my opinion. We need to let him go to Everton for 25 million. They turn 25 million down. Will Everton come up with 30? I think if they can come up with 25, they can definitely come up with 30. It's £5 million more. Like, come on. Saw the Southampton manager saying all their players have been great. None not trying to get out of playing. Adams even played today and he's wanted by Everton. Such a contrast to our club, I thought. Yeah, and Che Adams scored their winning goal today, didn't they? They did I think they turned a bid down from Everton. Was about 12 million for Che Adams, something like that anyway. But yeah, I completely agree. There's players at other clubs who are just getting on with it. There's Nathan Teller at Southampton as well. He's wanted by teams. He's still playing. He's still getting on with it. So, yeah, interesting. Get rid of that snake at our club. Yeah. It was only 6 months ago his mum was driving him to training. Now he's dictating terms. Yeah. Oh, that's funny. Yeah, that is true, Jordan. It is. Yeah. Yeah. Mad, innit? Him and Somerville are a nightmare when they're out together. They need to grow up and be more professional. Somerville's not obviously saying that he isn't playing. I think Somerville's just got that injury still. I'm hoping anyway, because he would be great to have back at the minute. Need to put foot down and not let him leave until learn some manners. Yeah, I think even if Gnonto stays, he'll be out of the team until after the transfer window closes, definitely. Spot on, Robert. Show them who's boss. Yeah, definitely. Worst case, he leaves in 4 years and we lose 4 mil. Can't see him playing again for us. Yeah, I can't either, to be honest. Taxi driver friend of mine saw Meslier moving furniture from his house the other day. Interesting. But yeah, there's no one. But even if Meslier is wanting to leave deep down, he's still playing. He's getting on with it. So if he leaves, then fair enough. Do you know what I mean? Like I say, I think fans would have more respect for Gnonto if he just went about it the right way. By putting in a transfer request, it will mean Gnonto's agent will not be eligible to take a cut of the transfer fee. Oh, well, that's good then. That's good then, because he shouldn't be getting anything, should he? Let's be real here. So, yeah, obviously, what other news is there? Tyler Adams. Tyler Adams looks set to sign for Bournemouth, doesn't he? Yeah, not bothered in the slightest. I think Archie Gray and Ethan Ampadu have got a really good partnership in that midfield. I think Ampadu is a clear upgrade on Tyler Adams, and I think Bournemouth is more his level. I know Bournemouth are in the Premier League, but I fully expect them to be in and around the relegation contenders for this season. So yeah, I think that's more his level and fair play. Luckily, to getting 24 million, apparently, that's 24 million more richer that we can put into the transfer fund. That in the Championship could get you 3 or 4 decent Championship players. So hopefully we put that to good use this week. And then if we did get 30 million for Willie Gnonto, plus the 30 million in wages that we've saved from player loans that have headed out, according to Angus Kinnear, there's clearly money to spend now. So we really need to get to work now. Really, really do. Nick Hammond and Greta Steinson and Daniel Farker have got a lot of work to do. So, yeah, hopefully they can get all that sorted. But as for Tyler Adams, he had a lot of passion. He put effort in. But even saying that just angers me because that's what every player should be doing. His actual footballing ability was bang average, in my opinion. So Good luck to him. It's been nice knowing you, but see you in a bit, pal. So yeah, what are your guys' thoughts on Tyler Adams? The fee? Are you sad to see him go? Are you bothered? Hit me up in the comments, guys. Jordan saying, "Will we keep Somerville?" I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I'm gonna say yeah. Actually, I'm gonna say yeah. Because I think Somerville, I'm hoping Somerville will at least have the attitude of, even if you just stayed while January, play well for Leeds, score goals, assist, put yourself out there, and if a Premier League team comes in with a decent fee in January, fair enough, you can go and we'll easily replace you. I hope he has that attitude anyway. He might have been evicted because of the wages being halved. Yeah, maybe. Do you think we'll beat Ipswich next week? Oh, no, I don't. We would need to sign about 2 or 3 players this week for me to even consider us having a chance in that game. I think Ipswich look really, really good at the minute. I know they've just come up from League One, but there's not that much of a significant jump from League One and the Championship. Play well, really consistent side, good setup. And it's at their ground as well. So no, I don't think we will. I think we'll get beat, in all honesty. But obviously, my preview for the game will be out at some point during the week coming, so I'll go into that in a bit more detail. But again, I could be thinking differently. If Leeds are signed a few players by then, or if Leeds are at least nailed on to sign a few players by then I could think a bit differently. But as I'm sat here now, no, I think with this squad we've got now, we're definitely getting beat against Ipswich. Sell Gnonto, get some incomings. Yeah. Adam's not the player we need if we are going to attack an F6. No, he isn't, because his ball retention's poor. His passing, yeah, it's better than we thought, but it's still not spectacular, is it? So yeah. Jonah's saying, how was the atmosphere at the game? Yeah, it was good. All things considering, yeah, it was good. Obviously there was the Gnonto banner in the East Stand. There was quite a fair few chants criticising Gnonto, let's say, last night. But yeah, I thought, given the situation, how thin the squad is, the frustration of the fan base regarding signings, etc., and there was 2,000 less in the ground than what Cardiff and Shrewsbury was. There was like 33,000 compared to the 35,000 for the other 2 home games that we've had. But yeah, it was, all things considered, mate. It was a good atmosphere. Yeah. If you've not checked out my short that I uploaded earlier, there's a brief clip from the game last night from where I sit. So yeah, you can go check that out afterwards. Somerville is staying, and Cine, I think, will. Hopefully, yeah. I wish some could. Don't know what you're saying there, Julie. Yeah, Cine's situation is a little bit different to Gnonto's, isn't it? It's more of a legal matter. I've heard that I've seen and I've heard that he's got a termination clause in his contract, which I hope's not true. Baby Gnonto should be playing football in kindergarten infant team. Yeah. It's a good fee for Adams. I'm not fussed with him going. If we can get better in through the door, yeah, exactly, mate. Exactly. Are we expecting it in the injury players back before Ipswich? That's a good question. Maybe you might see some players back, but obviously Sam Greenwood came back last night. Get in. Not. Came on and did absolutely naff all, didn't they, last night? Speaking of Ipswich, I'd like us to start winning so I can watch Benjamin Bloom again. Yeah. Somerville was sat in the stand with Poveda last night, which was good to see. Shows he isn't want away like others. I hope we can keep him. It will be tough if a Prem team comes in. Yeah, apparently Crystal Palace want him, don't they? But obviously they've managed to keep Elise now. So hopefully that means Leeds United can keep Somerville. Enzio saying he liked Adams. Think he would have been great to keep. Think he's underrated. He breaks up. Yeah, but I just think he's so bang average as a midfielder, Enzio. And obviously that's fair enough. That's your opinion, mate. But I'm really not bothered to see him go at all. But then there'll be Leeds fans who if he starts playing for Bournemouth, if he starts playing well and he starts getting man of the matches and stuff like that, he'll go, "Oh," but come on, in the Daniel Farke system, he wouldn't have worked, in my opinion. Do you think we'll sign Archer from Villa? No, because that would be a good and obvious signing, which Leeds United don't seem to do. Apparently, he wants a Premier League club anyway, and apparently they've valued him at 20 million. I can't see Leeds United paying 20 million on one player. In all honesty, so no, I don't think we will. But that would be an unbelievable signing if we could get that through the door. As would your Perot at Swansea. Swansea, by the way, same points as us at the minute in the league, so Perot can easily just come over to Leeds because we're in the same boat, and then he can help us elevate, can't he? Hopefully. I don't understand why we don't move for Lewis O'Brien. Oh, mate, Lewis O'Brien, he's there to be had. He's there to be had. Forest don't want him. Steve Cooper doesn't want him. Very gettable. Even if it's just a loan with an obligation to buy, just do it. How many windows now have we been saying that Lewis O'Brien would be perfect for us? Just get him in. Get him in. Go and do it. Paveva was injured for 10 days. Yeah, I know. Yeah, as Jay says, smash the like, guys. There's 50 of you in the building. If you wouldn't mind smashing a like, it really does just help with the algorithm and things. It helps get the video more out there to more people. Please subscribe if you are brand new as well, and keep getting your comments in. Well, yeah, is there any other bits to discuss, really? I'm not too sure. As long as we get someone decent in for him, then it's fine. Yep, I agree. I watched the Plymouth and Southampton game today, and if we can get some players in before we play Southampton, I think we will do good, as Southampton struggled. Final third in that game. Yeah, we play Southampton at the end of September, don't we, on the 30th? It's been moved to an early kickoff, hasn't it? Yeah, so, again, it's... that will be an interesting game, that, because I do think Leeds will have more additions by then. And if we start to pick up a tiny bit of form going into that game, I think that'll be an interesting indicator to see where Leeds United are at. That'll be a good game to watch. Plymouth look dangerous, to be fair. Yeah, again, people say about these teams coming up from League One, but there's not that much difference. I mean, Sheff Wednesday are garbage, aren't they? But other than them, Plymouth and Ipswich, they've started off all right. They have. Sheff Wednesday's the game after Ipswich. I can see that being our first win, in all honesty, and I'm on holiday for that game. So, yeah, unfortunately, I am missing that one. That would have been a right atmosphere at Elland Road, but that's the only one that I'm missing this season. So, yeah. I think that's probably a good place to leave it there, guys. So, just before I end, obviously, I did tweet this yesterday that there's going to be like a different format on the channel, and when I say that, I just mean in terms of when certain videos go up. I've decided to stop doing predicted 11 on the channel. Main reason being obviously that most weeks in the championship it goes from Saturday to Tuesday to Wednesday, so it's hard to kind of keep up with like when to do certain videos. So I've decided now that my previews will be 2 days before the game rather than the night before. Friday, the day before the game, I'll either do just a random upload, or I might just leave it for the day and then be back with the review after the game. Any sort of like news videos, transfer related videos will be uploaded every morning at a certain time. I'm just going to do it so it's like a recap of the day before, to keep on top of that, just to try and get more content out there. Look, like I said, I uploaded a review earlier, which I spent quite a bit of time to do, and it didn't really get acknowledged by a lot of people, so it's kind of made me have a rethink on how I want to do things. Obviously, the last say will always be the night after the game. If it's a night game through the week, guys, I'm just going to leave it for the last say. So yeah, I just thought I would get that out there, and obviously an announcement as well that I can make on the channel. is that starting after my holiday. So on Tuesday, the 19th of September, I will be starting a weekly podcast on the channel, the Chatting Leeds podcast. I've been speaking to a few other creators in the background who have all agreed to join me. I won't say who yet. We'll keep that as a surprise. So yeah, there'll be a weekly podcast starting from the 19th of September onwards. I will be trying to get as much content out through this week coming as I can, as I do go on holiday a week on Tuesday on the 29th. So the last say of the Ipswich game on next Sunday will be my last video / stream until I get back from holiday. I'm on holiday for 2 weeks. So I really am looking forward to it now, guys. I need a break from life. I need a break from Leeds United. So yeah, I just thought I'd get that out there just to, just to make you all aware. So yeah, really appreciate everyone that's given up their Saturday evening to come and watch me waffle about Leeds United. So yeah, hopefully we see some incomings this week, guys, and we have a lot more positive things to talk about ahead of Ipswich. And as I say, all of your pre-game content will be coming throughout the week. So make sure you keep it locked at Chatting Leeds. Just before you leave the stream, guys, please smash a like on the video. It really does help get the video out there, as I keep saying. Please subscribe. It is free. It takes about a second just to tap that button, and it really does help me out. I really want to hit 3K as soon as possible. Hit the notification bell so that you're always aware of when I'm uploading and going live. And get all of your thoughts and opinions in the comment section down below if you're watching after the live stream ends. Appreciate everyone that has listened and watched once again, and I will see you in the next one. Enjoy the rest of your weekend, and I'll see you in a bit. Cheers.